because the amount of time, 5 hours. Imagine they had a 5-hour meeting on homelessness. Imagine they did that. Imagine they did that.
I think that the time and the energy wasted on all of this has been spectacular. I think there is the point there about the judgment of the person leading the government, that is Micheál Martin, that is relevant, and it has been worth examining. And it was worth examining in the aftermath of the presidential election. But as we sort of said at the start, we're pretty much exactly where we were 10 weeks ago. The system didn't work. I'm sorry, I got this wrong, but I hold my hands up about it. We'll get it right the next time. The next time is going to be 7 years' time, 14 years away for a presidency when a lot of the political media doesn't focus on what the president actually does. For a lot of the political media, what happens in Áras an Uachtaráin is almost irrelevant. It's the day-to-day of what happens in Leinster House and what politicians are interested in or obsessed with rather than what's important to people. You make the point that this government has introduced the lowest amount of legislation of any new government this century. Politicians have spent 10 weeks, the biggest party in government has spent 10 weeks tearing each other apart over this. And the media has edited up. We have regurgitated, I'm not happy with Micheál because of this. I'm not happy with Micheál because of this. And I've said, and I've given credit to TDs in Fianna Fáil who have said, actually, this is probably a bigger conversation we need to have. We're not delivering on things. Things which haven't been covered in this podcast, on other shows, in the media, or haven't been focused on by Fianna Fáil TDs. Again, because the amount of time, 5 hours. Imagine they had a 5-hour meeting on homelessness. Imagine they did that. Imagine they did that.
Imagine they were as angry about homelessness.
Record number of homelessness, record number of families in homelessness. That record has been broken month after month after month over these 10 weeks. Issues around disability, issues around school funding, Gaza ceasefire, the occupied territories bill, Sudan, climate change. We've had major rainfall events in this country over the last 10 weeks. They're going to become a repeat thing. No real political urgency about that. We've had attacks on IPAS centres. We've had the debate over the triple lock, the defence bill, the drones, all of that sort of stuff, which the government says it wants to talk about. Hasn't really gotten to grips of talking about it at all. Road deaths we're going to come to, the M50 disaster, the infrastructural problems we're facing, the housing plan and all the potential pitfalls in that. Where has any of the urgency or the appetite to talk about any of these issues, where is that in comparison to Jim Gavin and the presidential election, which we have to all intents and purposes, we've forgotten about the election itself. Because we don't, you don't see a huge amount of coverage about, all right, Catherine Connolly is out and she's doing a thing with women's aid and she's talking about violence against women, which is a much bigger issue than Jim Gavin. Much bigger issue. But again, it's about what gets covered and what gets talked about is what politicians and journalists are interested in. And this is an important issue, but it is dwarfed. It is dwarfed by the massive issues we face in this country as a wealthy country which can't look after everybody in this country.